Hi guys, Uncle Mike here, or Old Porch Dog. Thought I'd do a small video here of this VFD and how to program them. If you're like me, you know, I'm looking at this little pamphlet that they sent me, and it is vague at best. I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at with that thing and how to program a VFD. And so I looked at a lot of these YouTube videos, and I went through countless numbers of them, and they all tell you, you need to program it this way or that way, or it's not like your unit, and the buttons aren't in the same place, and they don't tell you what buttons to push or why you're pushing them. So I'm going to hopefully help you guys out and explain some of that. There's a guy named, Jeff. Jeff is a nice guy. This is a Mullum VFD, and on their page where they're selling these things, he had a phone number or an email address. Says if you can't figure out how to set yours, to take a picture of your faceplate and email it to this email address. And that was Jeff's email address, apparently. And he came back with a page that looked like this. And it tells you which ones are important for my motor and where to set them at. And I like the very first one. It was F803, which sets it back to factory settings. And if you're like me, I've been punching buttons on this darn thing for a week now, trying to get it to do something. And watched a couple of these videos where their guy was telling you to push it twice to get you into the D settings, and I don't know why he was telling me that, because you want to stay out of that. Don't touch that. Push it again and it'll get you out. Put you back to where you want to be. Anyway, push it once. This is your programming button. Okay, there's going to be a couple buttons that are going to be important to you. Programming is the one. Enter is the second one that you're going to be needing. And this jog button, or the double arrows, which sends you over one function, is going to be the other one. Up and down, you're going to use those occasionally, but let me show you what you're doing. You push it once, get you into the F settings, and what we wanted to do on the F settings was, okay, we're going to go down here to the second one, which sets your frequency. Now, mine was set for a factory frequency of 50 hertz, which is a lot of the European motors. Let's see, what do we want? Oh, we want 4, okay. 004, so we're going to go up to 4. And then you're going to push the enter button. The enter button does 2 functions. The first time you push it, it tells you what the factory settings are, or what it's set at right now. And now it's set for 60 hertz. If I wanted to change it, I can go up to whatever, and that's going to overclock my motor and burn it up. We don't want to do that. We're going to keep it back down here to 60. And so once we have it set for what we want, you hit the enter button again. Now that programs it in. Okay, that sets your program. Okay, it's set now, and it jumped me to the next step. And that's one of them, too, that we want to check, and that's your upper limit on your motor, which is 60 hertz. We're going to leave it at that, push it again. And let's go, okay, let's jump to 10. 10 was one that he wanted me to look at, and that's your acceleration and deceleration time. And I'm going to leave mine at the factory settings, which was 7.5. Jeff wanted me to set it at 10 seconds. 10 seconds seems to me like it's an awful long time to shut her down. And if I throw a belt, 10 seconds is a long time to get out of the way. I'd rather do 7 seconds, and hopefully that darn belt doesn't slap me. So anyway, I got it set for the upper limit of 7.5, so I'm going to leave it there. And deceleration is also going to be at 7.5, and I'm going to leave it here at 7.5. The next one is 4.00, which is the voltage of the motor. So we're going to hit this jog button, or the double arrows. We're going to run it over one, and it always goes to the right. So let's see here. 4. All right, we're at 4.00. Hit the enter button to see what we're at. We have it set for 230 volts. So we're going to leave it at that, 230 volts. If you wanted to change it, you can go up and down. You know, this motor will handle, well, I guess my VFD won't handle it, but the motor will handle 480 volts. I'm not going to run it at that, though. I have 230 in my shop, so that's what we're running. Hit it again to program it in. Oh, by the way, so you guys don't do like I did and buy the wrong motor. This thing will only work for a three-stage or a three-phase motor. I had a one-phase motor, or single-phase motor, and figured I'd use that because it ran at 3,500 RPMs. And just as you got the wrong motor. You either need to buy yourself a new VFD or a new motor. So I bought a new motor. So anyway, that'll save you from, if you're ordering your motor, make sure you get a three-stage or a three-phase. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go back to 4.02, was go up one. That goes to 4.02. See what that one was. That's your maximum RPM of the motor. Now, from the factory, this thing was set for 1,500. Let's see. You hold this thing down, and you can see how late or how slow this thing runs. You know, you're gonna hold it down for a while to get up to 3,500. My fingertip got sore by holding that button down so long. Anyway, we'll hit that. That programs it in. One that he didn't show me on this page here, and I had to email him back, is how do I get this thing set for reverse? I want my motor to be able to hit reverse. Well, it says that this one down here, which is F804, the factory had it set for 0, which was jog. Jog allows you to push the button and it bumps it just a little bit. And you push it again, it'll bump it again a little bit. Or you hold it down and it'll continue to run until you let your finger off the button. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to change it to reverse and forward. So let's go to that. That was, what did I say? 804. Okay. So we're going to bump this over one. And then we're going to change it up here to 8. And then we're going to bump it over again. 0, 0, 4. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bump it up to 4. Okay, we're at 4. Now you're going to hit this button over here, which is your enter button, to see what you're programmed at now. And it's at 1, which is what I wanted at. So you're going to push it again to program that into your machine. Okay, it's programmed in. It always goes to the next jump, or as soon as you push the enter again and program that in, it jumps you up one, goes to the next stage. So, you can go through your whole book if you want to and change everything, but I only want to hit the important ones. So once I'm done, which I am, you're going to hit the program button twice. You hit it once, it'll go into the D settings. You don't want it in there, so you hit it again, and now you're out. Everything's programmed, it'll work. So you go over here, you hit the run button, and we're going to turn this thing up. I'm only going to turn it up a little bit here, just so I don't throw a belt off. Now if I want to hit this thing into reverse, my function key, you see how it jumped over here from forward to reverse? My motor now is running in reverse. I push it again, my motor runs forward. Hit it again. My motor runs in reverse. Kind of handy if you're cutting or carving knives, I guess, and you want to sharpen them when you're done. You got the top of the belt here. You can run it in reverse and sharpen up your belt or your knife. This is what I've ended up, or I'm in the process of building now. Sorry about the messy shop in the background. And this is the tool rest that I just put on there for now, because well, let me get over here and get around this thing. I'm going to turn this thing off while I show you that, so I'm not having to mess with the belt that's running. This is a Brian House version of this belt grinder. I didn't buy it from him. I watched a lot of his videos, and I took down the measurements that he was telling, and he says he used to tell people to cut these stands here at 9 inches. But he says every once in a while he'd get somebody calling him back saying, hey, my motor hits. So he says, let's go for 10 inches. So I cut mine at 10 inches. Means my pivot point's at 9 inches. Let's see here. Let's just go back here, push. Okay. My motor hits. My motor is 11 inches long. Yeah. My motor is 11 inches long. That means these have to be at least 13 inches tall, and my pivot point at 12 inches to clear a motor that's 11 inches. I've already finished welding these. Yeah, Brian. You might want to tell people to measure their motor before you finish welding those. Spot welding wouldn't have been a bad idea, but Brian says that that's what's going to take, so I went ahead and welded it in, but damn it. Anyway, you guys, if you're programming your VFD, hopefully this helps you out. I'll talk to you guys later.